Hello everyone, Bill Parish here from GTT Audio and welcome to the channel. We're here with some special guests. We've got Ewald from Vivid Audio and Mola Mola. Dr. David Robinson, Editor-in-Chief over at Positive Feedback. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much, Bill.
And we've got Dick Diamond from GTT Audio as well. So we've been doing a press week on Vivid Audio. We were appointed the Vivid Audio distributors on January 1st. Thank you, Ewald. And David, we wanted to bring you in here and have you give a listen, knowing your taste and what you like, and you're no stranger here at all.
Not at all.
You've appeared on the channel several times, and we have similar tastes. So we wanted to bring you in and get your take on what you heard. So
Well, let me see. I guess I've got to thank you immensely for the experience and curse you at the same time, because now I've got to try to find a way to express it. And that's happened more than once with Bill and GTT Audio. If you follow the work that we do over at Positive Feedback, you're well aware of the fact, for example, that the Discovery RS turntable system went and vaulted itself up into the category of sui generis. It's in a category of its own. Don't know, I've never experienced anything with a turntable system that was anything like it, period, at any price point. Before that, of course, had been AudioNet.
right, the Stern and the Heisenberg.
The Stern and the Heisenberg as reference electronics, just absolutely smash it out of the park. But now, not having done enough damage to me, you bring me in and I get to listen to the Vivids. Now, I'd previously written up my last experience with the Vivids about a year or so ago, and was extremely impressed with the Gia, the G1S2,
Right.
But that was a model that was in the midst of being discontinued at the time. Won a Brutus Award, was fantastic to listen to, really enjoyed it. But what we've been doing over the past couple of days is actually walking our way through the entire line.
That's right. We started with the Kaya, the K25.
Right.
And then we went to the K45, the K90.
90, right.
We've got the G3 S2. This is the Gia line, and
Right.
it's the G3 S2. And then
They're irresistible. You just have to.
they really are in this beautiful Range Rover green. I mean, Vivid only offers their speakers in 1.2 million colors.
Sorry about that.
Right.
So but you give them the paint color you want, and and out it comes a few weeks later. So and then we did the G2S2, and we've just finished with the Spirit,
Which we've gotten a chance to listen to several times over the past couple of days, and now I've got another sui generis product. This design takes what I was hearing in the earlier Vivid, the Gia, and it sticks it into a territory that I've not experienced before, and it was being fed by the two other sui generis systems. So here we've got the Discovery RS system from Kronos, feeding from Bill's extensive library of excellent LPs, feeding the Stern and the Heisenbergs, and then they in turn, using Joe Kubala's excellent cables, the
realizations,
the realizations, feeding the Spirit. And of course, Bill, I have to say, if you've never seen his listening room or visited here, Bill has about the best listening room that I think I've experienced. And everything is at the top level in his reference room. I don't know if I can express in a way that people who don't know me would accept, but this is, when you take these three product categories and put them in the same place, all of us have been having experiences with music and the audio arts like we've never seen before.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't push one type of music or another. We just played Beethoven's Ninth and followed it up with Bowie's Cat People, and I think we were, all three of us were gobsmacked, jaws open. I looked at Awald and said, "Can they handle this at the levels that we were playing?" And
I just had to smile.
no worries, right? I mean, Dickie builds everything to pro specs, really. I mean, it's yeah.
Well, the thing that I commented on with that was that I don't think that David Bowie ever heard playback that sounded like that. I think David Bowie would have fallen down in amazement had he heard the reproduction of that recording in that room with that gear. It's like you put together three mountain peaks of the audio arts in one place, and what happens is, I don't even like to use the word magic. It's the combination of incredible engineering produces, interestingly enough, a spiritual experience. It's what happens when you emotionally and spiritually connect with the music, and you can't locate the speakers, you can't locate the drivers. The music simply emanates. I mean, the room just becomes alive, and you would almost be looking at it and saying, what are these objects in the room that are in the way of what's happening? You wouldn't know quite how to deal with that. So you do the old close the eyes, and it's absurd. With my eyes open, I can't locate anything. And the bloody inert bodies of these speakers, you can be reaching way low on the bass side, and you put your hand on the body, you can't feel any vibration at all. It was like my response the first time I heard the Discovery, and I said, "Where's the grooves?"
Yeah. Yep.
The grooves are not there.
And they're still not there.
They're still not there, but it's far more evident that not only are the grooves not there in this rev of the Discovery RS system, but there's an awful lot more there in those grooves. The grooves are gone. That was gone earlier. But what the spirits are revealing is there's just an effortless, divine kind of ease, and just flowing naturally and organically that, LPs, great LPs, we don't deserve this. There's a lot more there than we've ever suspected, and the experience, once again, 1, 2, 3. This is my third experience with a sui generis product that comes, and here it is in the same place every time. It's Bill and his associates and his associated companies that are delivering this, and this is rare. We're not talking about another also ran product, another obvious reworking of the same old. This is, Lawrence Dickey is in speaker design, has by orders of magnitude leaped over what he had previously done, and now in the spirit, it's I've never heard it more amazing. It's experience I cannot even connect and say it's sort of like this or sort of like that. It's floating like a castle in the air, and you leap directly there. And you can leap because the bloody price is actually reasonable in high-end terms. You really don't have to sell all your kids and the wife and everything else to afford the spirits.
Well, and they play just so much larger than what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Dick, a month ago, or 2 months ago, I can't even remember, time's flying by so quick. You came in and we received the very first Vivid pairs, and we have 3 or 4 pair, and we were just bowled over, but now another 4 pair came in. You got to come in this week and hear them. Yeah. We got to hear things we haven't heard before, and we knew the spirits were special when we put them up in my studio.
Yeah.
But since that time, they were, well, they really deserve to be in the big room. And now that we've put them there, you know, I don't think you were prepared for this week either.
No, I mean, and actually this room 1, as we call it, the big room, it's the best room I've ever been in sonically.
You've been all around the world.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So it's absolutely impressive that way. But as an example, as we were listening to this David Bowie piece that we mentioned, I don't know how to describe it so that our viewers can understand what I'm getting at, but I was transported into the the groove it was creating, and I didn't want it to end. It locks you into its little world, and the experience was so transformative and so amazing that this sticks in your mind. And you go home, and I think everyone this week has gone home with these memories of what they've heard and what they've experienced, and you can't get them out of your head. I know we've received numerous texts and WhatsApps and emails from various folks that have told us, oh my gosh, that experience was transformative.
And this is from the professionals.
Yeah, right.
This is
the experts.
The experts. Mm-hmm. The reviewers are now in constant contact after they've heard something so special.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't thank you enough for bringing these to my attention.
Well, let me first of all thank you for creating the perfect setting for what we have made.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, those words leave me speechless. And I know you're not easy to please. So
no.
This is really, really something for me. And Dick, thank you.
I will freely admit that as I've gotten older, I've gotten harder to please, which is probably as it should be, because as you get older, you have more and more experience that you can use to put things in perspective. And I thank you guys at Vivid for supporting Lawrence and putting together a company that has put out a truly unique, brilliant product that at every one of its price points, because we stepped through 6 different models. Every one of those price points, it is giving these unique experiences. You don't have to go and buy the very best, most expensive. At the entry level, these things are killer.
Yeah.
They look gorgeous. They're unique. They don't look like anything else. But they look like they look and sound like they sound for reasons that Lawrence Dickey has explored and has cast into design that makes sense as you work with them technically. You come to realize that this thing is he didn't go in with a preconceived set of notions and build yet another box.
Now, I think what sums it up is that there are no boundaries in Lauren's mind when he creates a product. Vivid Audio does not give him those boundaries either.
Right.
So for me, every single Vivid is the central of his attention. So when he creates a design, it means it has to be the best that is possible. And hey, presto, there are different models.
Right.
But we don't go with a preconceived plan, setting a preconceived price. It has to be unique in its presentation. And although every single Vivid shares the same attributes, every single Vivid also has its own signature.
Right.
Or, as we prefer to say, its absence of signature.
I was going to say is I can't use the word signature around them because they don't sound like something apart from the music. They'll do what true reference level high-end audio gear should do, and that is it should be able to show you differences amongst sources without destroying the experience of the music itself. Because if you drift off over to the analytical, well, yeah, you'll hear the differences, and you won't like anything that you're listening to. On the other hand, if it's all musicality, then you're not hearing the differences. It's just a mush. I was going to ask you, I'm very curious yourself, when you think about, given your experience with the spirits, when you think about the spirits, what is it that you think is really important about them?
I think what's really important about them is that they're not important. They don't blow themselves up to be bigger than they are.
Right.
And for fear of repeating what you said, they do that disappearing act. And they simply are transmitting what's being fed into them.
Right.
Yeah, they are really true to
they-
the source.
I don't believe in a loudspeaker that transforms the Vienna Musikverein into the Concertgebouw.
Right.
I listen to them. I want to listen to the location.
Yeah.
I don't believe in a speaker for a certain type of music. I think we are.
That's a colored speaker. That's one that's not true to the source.
Yesterday we played some electronics and smiles all around. They really excel on the electronics. And the next one was
Acoustic.
acoustic, a lute recorded in the place where the piece of music was written about 450 years ago. And then you say, these are really good for acoustics.
Yeah.
And then I got of course, on my own quirky playlist, and then you think, they're made for this. But everything you throw at them, they just accept it.
Well, most
and give it back.
speakers, that's how you categorize them. This is really good for jazz. This is really good for small ensembles. This is really good for classical orchestra. But the spirits were like an ultimate audio chameleon. They simply became whatever it was that you put in, and we fed a lot of different kinds of music through there. It's an ultimate experience, in my experience.
Well, I think right now about two things that happened. 3 years ago, when we premiered the S12, the marketing department, which I'm part of, came up with a beautiful picture of Lawrence holding his newborn, and we said, "Ode to Joy." And hey, what did we play this morning? Beethoven's Ninth, beautiful salty rendition, "Ode to Joy." And I think that is the raison d'etre of Vivid Audio. It's
Awesome.
an ode to joy.
And let me say that Lawrence put as much heart and soul into creating the little S12 as I've learned this week. I mean, the inside of the S12 and the very clever things he's done
The 10
with that
tubes.
enclosure to allow his concepts to be manifest in an enclosure that you would think would be too small to use all of his technologies. But his heart and soul is into that one, as well as the Gia G1 Spirit.
Thank you, Dick. And with that, I think we'll close.
Right?
I really appreciate everybody's input on the channel today. David, a special thanks to you. I know it's not easy traveling from coast to coast.
I wouldn't have missed this for anything.
It's much appreciated.
No, I wouldn't have missed this for anything. I told Bill that he's one of the very few people on the planet in high-end audio who, if he says there's something really important, I will listen just automatically because he has the track record. But it's easy now for me to say, I'm really glad I came.
Excellent.
I would
Thank
not
you.
have missed this for the world because it is not like anything else I've experienced. And I think that there are an awful lot of audiophiles that are going to be very pleased when they see the combination of that price point and that experience. They're going to suddenly realize that you could spend 5 times, 6 times as much money and get a lesser experience than they're going to have with the spirits.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.